And Nancy Cordes joins us now, as you can see, from Chappaqua here in New York. Of course, Nancy, you were supposed to be in California this morning, as was Hillary Clinton. She had some fundraisers planned today. We know those events have been canceled, that she will be joining one via teleconference. But what now are we hearing, first and foremost, about the candidate's recovery time?
Well, she's at her home, not far from here. She's going to be resting. The campaign was sort of cagey all day yesterday about whether this trip to California was going to take place or not. Seemed like they were really evaluating both how she was feeling and the political implications. And then last night, about 10 o'clock Eastern, they finally put out an announcement that they were going to be canceling her Monday and Tuesday campaign stop. She was supposed to do a number of fundraisers. She was supposed to be giving a speech on the economy. And so what we're waiting to see now is whether she does end up going ahead and doing her scheduled campaign stop on Wednesday in Nevada. We hope that we're going to be getting sort of periodic updates from the campaign about her recovery, but all of this, of course, came as a surprise in the first place that she had pneumonia when her doctor announced it yesterday afternoon, because the campaign had not told the reporters who cover her that A, she went to the doctor on Friday, and B, that she had gotten this diagnosis.
Which, and you mentioned the political implication, certainly plays into perhaps a greater narrative with regard to Hillary Clinton as a candidate. What then is the campaign's thought about the impact of this as it regards the candidate's health and the candidate's forthrightness, or really lack thereof?
Well, they know that these questions about her health have been swirling without much evidence for a long time. And so now all the proponents of that theory that she's actually secretly ailing suddenly have this concrete evidence that they can point to. Whether or not this is the first time that something like this has ever happened, that we know of, ever since she had a concussion in 2012 after she caught that stomach virus. So they realize that the optics are bad, that it creates a problem with her, primarily among people who were not big fans of her candidacy to begin with, but they realize that these questions have actually grown more pervasive, and that there are a number of Americans who have just heard, through the grapevine, that there might be something wrong with her, and then that could give them pause. And that may be what motivated them on Friday not to tell anyone when she got this diagnosis of pneumonia. Beyond that, they are now getting the transparency questions as well. Hillary Clinton has what's called a protective pool. That's a small group of reporters. It rotates from week to week, who basically go everywhere that she goes, even into fundraisers and things like that, where you can't bring a large group of reporters. And so the reason they're there is for situations exactly like this, when there's some kind of emergency, something unexpected, and you need the press to be along for the ride to be able to report what's going on. But that simply didn't happen. They got left behind at the 9/11 memorial. They were kept in the dark about where she had gone and why. And then it would be several more hours before we learned about her diagnosis of pneumonia. So there are some questions as well today about how quickly the media and the American people were informed about what was going on.
Donald Trump was also at that memorial. At that point, he had no comment. He has since just given an interview this morning in which he said that he hopes Hillary Clinton gets well soon, gets back on the trail. He also said, Nancy, he'll be releasing detailed health information of his own from a new physical that's expected sometime this week. What pressure then will that put on the Clinton campaign to release more detailed medical records as it regards the candidate?
Well, first of all, the fact that he hasn't said anything beyond what you just pointed out is kind of Herculean restraint on the part of Donald Trump. I mean, this is a guy who, for weeks, has been sort of talking in coded language about Clinton's stamina, saying that she's not up to the job, she doesn't have the energy. Some of his top supporters have gone even further than that and implied that there is something seriously wrong with her health. But clearly, someone on his campaign advised him yesterday, look, today is not the day to say anything, don't tweet. He was even asked by CBS at the 9/11 memorial about Clinton's health because he was really just a few feet away from her. He said nothing. He didn't answer the question. His running mate avoided questions about it as well. So they've tried to stay very quiet. Let's see what this information is that he releases this week. There have already been many questions about his doctor's letter and the information contained within it. He said in an interview last week that he would be willing to release all of his medical records, and in fact that he might even go first. Let's see if that happens. If it does, it certainly would provide us with a lot more information than we have now and would put a lot of pressure on Hillary Clinton to do the same.
Nancy Cordes in Chappaqua. We appreciate the insight.
You're welcome, Josh.